Champagne, Harlow, smoked delicatos in a Pontiac Catalina. You know if you'd seen it. Spent in it, she worked in the brickyard to prove she could with a willow staff and a heart of wood. She took silk white hair and a hard head to show the scrap beside the wetbacks, stilettos and spaghetti straps, and used the same looking like that. Bring the courage from his bones, like water from a stone. Paradox and contradiction, well-read, invisible detachment. She contrived her own unique feminine mystique. She was a songless, sour little stereo, playing Sex Pistols in cameo. And every Saturday night, she called me out to play. Up all night, sleep all day. Champagne, Harlow, smoked delicatos in her Pontiac Catalina. You don't know if you'd seen it. Spitting in a job, silver screen namesake with a cigarette holder and a spider silver gaze and a stretch the metaphor. I'll say we spun a common thread. We were mutually aware as we lay on the bed about futile, boundless vanity. We were lovesick for cigarettes, champagne to me. That's why Saturday night she called me out to play. Up all night, sleep all day. And normally I have guitar strapped that works and guitar that works. I'm playing electric guitar with a drummer and a bass player. Right here I play something really impressive on the electric guitar. So just pretend I just did it. Suspended between the vacuum of our mutual desire and our mutual fear of mutual disappointment. We couldn't find the courage to dive into the fire. We missed the boat for love's appointment. But then the planet turned beneath our canvas fortress, and though the world took no notice of our men's self-importance, there ain't nothing makes the heart grow fonder than good imported Russian vodka. And every Saturday night she called me out to play. Up all night, sleep all day. Just a candlelight, paint the windows black, make it last all night, hold the morning back. Let's see. Thanks. This is a song for some dolphins. My in-laws have a house in the Bahamas on a little outer island called Eleuthera. And they fly us down there, you know, for 4 weeks at a time, I guess, a couple times a year. We're really lucky. And in the summertime, there's a pair of dolphins that come and find us right behind the house. And they started doing that about 3 years ago. We've gotten to know these two dolphins. The first time, I guess every time they come, it's like getting visited by angels, because these are wild animals, they're wild creatures. They spend all their time in a different world, you know, and they should be out looking for food or something. Why are they coming to play with us? But they'll play with us for hours. Like lost loved ones come back from the dead, with foreign strangers to share their bread. Like wild horses they roll and bound, and rise like gods we've forgotten till now. When out of the sea's murderous innocence out of vast, unimaginable darkness, shimmering and shadow dappled, they come to dance with us. They come to dance with us. Shall we dance? I can't dance like they do, but I will try in my awkward way too. Shall we touch or keep our distance like Jesus risen before he ascended? When I was a child, I spoke like a child. Now I'm a man, I hold my tongue a while. But if I could speak with the tongues of angels, what would I tell them? What would I ask them when out of the seas murderous innocence, out of a vast unimaginable darkness, shimmering and shadow dappled, they come to dance with us. They come to dance with us. When I fear the lonesome wind, blind to love and to the cares of men, I am lifted above despair by the eyes that blessed me unaware. Every day now we scan the waves and we look out over the water and wait for them. Thanks. I'm going to see if I can sit. Maybe that'll work since I can't attach this guitar to myself somewhere. Here we go. Y'all can hear this back there, huh? Good. I'm so deaf I can barely hear it from here. If cowboys were space monkeys, if cowboys were Russian space monkeys, there'd be space monkey rodeos on the moon. Catfish can sing like otters, no one hears them 'cause they're underwater, singing cowboy songs to space monkeys on the moon. Space monkey, space monkey, you never made no money flying spaceships all alone. And if all the cosmonauts got together for a soda pop and posed for a Norman Rockwell painting, if their space monkey comrade was there. And can catfish drink Coca-Cola underwater? Space monkey, space monkey, you never made no money flying spaceships all alone. Space monkey, if you were mine, I would take you where you could climb strange baobab trees in Botswana. If you were mine, I'd let you know that you would always be free to go, or you could live at my house if you'd wanna. Space monkey, space monkey, you never made no money flying spaceships all alone. Y'all kind. Yeah. So when I do this thing, I get to play songs I don't normally play. Which means I don't really know them either. So. When I was, like I said, when I was a kid, I didn't say this. When I was a teenager, I dropped out of Denton High School, Denton, Texas, and hitchhiked around the country for a long time with my best friend. And so this is a song for him. We grew up together. This is the closest thing I had to a brother, I guess. Kept my brother's hat for about a year. Didn't wear it much, it looked funny on my ears. I talked to it sometimes, but it never talked back. It made up with silence for the eloquence I lacked, with its fragile defiance, scarecrow grace. And it smelled like cigarettes and rain. When we were kids, we quit high school, hitchhiked west with our hats and our boots. Met two girls in an old Chevelle and we drove to California, couldn't pay a hotel, so we built a fire on the beach, rolled naked by the flashing flames, and feasted till the full moon fell into the sea and the sun glowed on their sleeping faces. With their fragile defiance, scarecrow grace, and their hair smelled like cigarettes and rain. Worked for a man near a border town, digging fence post holes and setting them down, stringing barbed wires in the desert heat, with shredded gloves and blistered feet. He was skinny and bald in a cowboy hat, wrinkled and brown like a desert bat, but he spat and he cursed and he laughed like a saint, and he paid some cash and he never paid late. With his fragile defiance, scarecrow grace, and he smelled like cigarettes and rain. We climbed a mountain in the Mogollon Range with the Horseshoe Ridge. It took 3 days. Stood on a peak beneath a dome of stars, ate a bag of peyote, and the devil grabbed my arm, and I fought him all night like Jacob. Little one fought him all night, and like Jacob fought the Lord, and he wore me down till I begged no more. But my brother sat like a Buddha through the night, still as stone. Fire shone in his eyes. With his fragile defiance, scarecrow grace, and the mountain smelled like cigarettes and rain. One day after my brother died, I took his hat down and I took it for a ride across West Texas to the Rio Grande, where I put my boat out from the sand, and we rode the river for 7 days. Me and my brother's hat, we raced down the current and against the sun. Then I threw it to the sky, and it whirled and spun. With its fragile, defiant, scarecrow grace, and the wind smelled like cigarettes and rain. Thank you. Let's see here. What can I do that's offensive? There's all kinds of offensive things I could do. I need a flat plate. I have one right here somewhere in this bag. Here we go. So here's a guy. I was playing a blues gig in San Miguel de Allende down in Guanajuato, Mexico. At a place called Pancho y Lefties. And San Miguel de Allende is 15th century Spain, architecturally speaking. Narrow streets, stone streets, walls everywhere. It's beautiful. Check 1, 2, that's weird. So I was making love to a woman on the roof of the hotel I was staying in the daylight. And down below us, in this narrow little street, well, let me go back. Next to the hotel was a 15th century church, and the bell tower was on fire. And, it was about to crash. And down and below us in the street, there was a funeral trying to get through, and they're carrying a casket, and they've got mariachis playing, and behind the funeral is this kind of primitive fire truck trying to get through the funeral in this narrow street to put out the fire in the church. So it's, we're surrounded by this wonderful chaos. And this woman is on top of me. That really sucks. This woman is on top of me, and her hair is like a tent around me. And beyond her face and her hair is this beautiful blue dome of sky, and hanging from the center of the sky, from the sun, is this it's like a mobile of blackbirds. This is a perfect moment. It was all shit after that because we got married, and it was really bad. But it was a really good moment. Red apple and white apple smile, hung sweet above the tango, the color of the cedar's heart that fell around me like a jungle. Her eyes eclipsed the violet day, and the world fell away. I heard laughter and realized it was mine, rolling out into the sky. And the blackbirds hanging from the noonday sun, blackbirds hanging from the noonday sun. Funerals scattered in the smoke, and the band, they never missed a note. As the church house burned and the planet turned, and the casket hung against the roof, when we are old, we may be lonely, and we may be left with memory only. Let's trace this deed and mark this time, here in my arms beneath the sky. A blackbird hanging from the noonday sun, blackbirds hanging from the noonday sun. Blackbirds hanging from the noonday sun. I stole this story from This American Life. You know This American Life, you guys listen to that. You are all NPR listeners, I can tell. Actually, I asked them if I could use the story. And they said, we don't give a shit, you're nobody, you don't make any money off this. So I did. This and some of these other songs are on a CD back there that I recorded when I was not sick, and with some other CDs back there that I also recorded when I was not sick, and they're all for sale. So if you have extra money, you know, just you don't know what to do with it. Man, we gotta get this fixed. You should have told me how to grab my own speakers. You hear that?
Only certain notes. I think if you back off like 3 or 4 inches, because the vocal's a lot lower than.
Once I heard a stranger tell a tale I swore was true. I was standing that cast a shadow across all of his years. When he was a child, there was a well that was deep and dry. Who got in a wood, singing for the children of the town. One day, he heard a voice calling from the well. He followed and he found a grown man helpless and afraid. The man said, son, please help me down that bucket and that rope. But the boy didn't move nor spoke. Spellbound by the echo of his pleas. And to let them share his fascination for another, helplessness and fear. And there they played day after day, while they starved, cursed and prayed, left their toys by the well when the rain chased them away. Oh, how that voice, how it echoed from the well. Oh, how that voice, how it echoed from the well. The rain fell hard 5 days and nights. It covered everything in sight. And when the sun shone through roses, lay up on the flooded fields like snow. Over bridges, floodwaters ran, and they knew it'd drown the man. But no child spoke for him, nor ever went into those woods again. Oh, now